What's good, everybody? Your boy is back. Still a little under the weather, but we're fighting through it, right? We got to keep on moving. Welcome to another episode of Livin Big with Big Regg. Today, sports talk, all right? I'm going to hit a subject that I've been trying to avoid getting deep into, but let's talk today about Lamar Jackson and his contract, right? Lamar Jackson, the reports are, wants north of $200 million in guarantees. Now, nowhere does it say he wants a fully guaranteed contract. I believe strongly that he only wants maybe just north of 200, maybe 208, 215, something that's going to be respectable towards his talent and what he deserves, as well as put him amongst the higher paid QBs in the league. He deserves it. I mean, realistically, Lamar Jackson is the second best quarterback in the league, behind, of course, Pat Mahomes. And there's nothing anybody can say that's going to change my mind on that. But I want to speak about this from a different perspective, right? We know the numbers that's been leaked. We know what Lamar's done in his career. We know what guys like Jalen Hurts has done in 2 years. And he got a nice contract. But by far is one good year compared to 5. You can't compare Lamar's long-term success he's had throughout his entire career to one good year from Jalen Hurts. That, to me, entitles him more money. But let's speak from a different perspective here. I see a lot of people lashing out at Lamar Jackson, not only for not signing a contract yet, but for not having an agent, and different things like that. I don't necessarily believe he needs an agent. I think, realistically, the way the NFL works these days, you're basically slotted in an area, okay? You perform at a certain level, you deserve to be paid for that level you perform at. Now, with that being said, I want to talk to you from the perspective of the owner, right? The big man. Everybody knows that these guys are millionaires, billionaires, they got the money. That's not the issue. But I think what the issue that people are missing is that I tend to understand is that the rich stay rich by acting broke, so to speak. So they spend their money, but in a way that they basically get it back, or don't spend it at all. They use all types of loopholes and do different things to make sure that they're making out at the end, right? And they're spending minimal. So, in my eyes, what's going on here is, and you got to realize, the way the salary cap works is, this is all money that's already set aside. It's not coming out of their pocket, right? That's why they try to keep everything under the salary cap, so they don't have to pay additional out of their pocket. Thing is, the salary cap's going up exponentially every year. And there's a reason for that. Times are everything. Inflation happens both ways. Now, when you factor in that situation of the salary cap and the fact that this money is money that they've already earned with revenue shares and things like the TV, stuff they make from the TV and all the advertisements in there, all this stuff that brings in extra income, that money is the money that's being used. Jersey sales, ticket sales, all those things. So our money as fans is being used to help put this team where it's supposed to be. Now, when you factor that in, right, you say, okay, well, Steve's not coming out of his pocket, so they should definitely pay Lamar what he wants. Yes, but that's where the people that work under you come in, right? The guys like EDC and your capologists and these guys, Their job is to find a way to finagle the money to make it work so you don't have to come out of pocket. So when people come and look and they say, well, Steve Bisciotti's got to stop being cheap. Is it Steve Bisciotti being cheap, or is it these guys that's running his money don't know what they're doing? Right? If they knew what they were doing with the money, I don't think this would be an issue. Now, when you put those things together, right? If it is over the salary cap when he signs, then yeah, I'd easily go to them and say, you know what, just sign him. If it's over, it's over. And I'll throw a little extra cash in escrow and we're good to go. Right? I would. That's the first thing I would do for a quarterback, our one and only quarterback that we've ever had this good in our franchise history. Now, when I say that, no disrespect to Joe Flacco, love Joe Flacco, good guy, wasn't a great quarterback. He was just above average. In the playoffs, he was Tom Brady-esque. Regular season, Eli Manning, maybe even worse. But also, I don't want to dive into it too much because it's not the topic for today. But to me, maybe Joe wasn't even as good in the playoffs as we think he was. I'll delve into that, or let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video about that, where I feel Joe Flacco was not as good as we thought he was in the playoffs. Let me know. Or maybe you all agree. To get back to the subject, though, the business aspect of the NFL is a tricky one, right? Because the owners run the league. So now they're putting our quarterback in a position where they want him to say, okay, I'll take less, or I won't take my full worth to make sure I stay with you guys, with this team. But I think quietly, while everyone is going crazy over, why aren't they paying them? Where's the money? What's going on? Why are they so cheap? Why is Lamar not signing a contract? Lamar's in butthole for not signing. Lamar this, Lamar that, right? I think what's really going on is Lamar sat back with his constituents and he said, this is a decent contract they're offering. I do want more guaranteed, and not all because of the injury, the little injury thing they put in the contract there. He doesn't want, no, I don't need that. If you offer him, say, $150 at signing, right? And then say another $50 at the end of the year or the start of next year, I think he'll be perfectly fine with that. That's $200 million, fully guaranteed. You don't have anything stopping you from getting that money other than you got to start next season. That's it. Right? Perfect contract. But to talk about it a little differently, I think Lamar Jackson is somewhat holding back and saying, well, I need you to make some changes first, right? Get your new coordinator. Let me check him out. Check. Done. Okay. Get me a wide receiver, right? I need some help. These guys are fumbling, bumbling. They're not getting open. They're not catching the ball. They're letting us down. Get me some more help. Okay, we got you, OBJ. Check. Okay, give me D-Hop. Let me see you try to get D-Hop. And I think this is why Lamar's waiting, because I think moves like that is going to happen in the draft. When it comes to the draft, that's a big deal. I think Lamar wants to see where they go with this draft and what they do. Are they going to get me weapons that I like in the draft? Are they going to trade for D-Hop? What adjustments are you going to make? Are you going to cut Pat Ricard? I can actually see Pat Ricard getting traded to a different run-heavy team for a 6th, 7th round pick, right? Late pick. I think it would be a phenomenal trade. Nothing anybody would notice. It's under the books. Nobody would expect it coming. I think that's one of those trades you could pull off. You pull something off like that, right? I'm sure Lamar will say, let's do it. And even if he doesn't say let's do it, he goes, let's give it a year, right? But let's not sign this non-exclusive. Sign me to the exclusive franchise tag for $45 million, and I'll sign. We'll play out the year. And let's see what happens. If I take us where I know I can take us, then you give me my money. If I don't, then I'll gladly walk. Let me go. You guys can move on. I think that's what's going on behind the scenes. Of course, we don't know because we're not behind the scenes, but this is the things. These are the things that happen that I feel we need to sit back and just say, okay, well, maybe this is what's going on. Let's let them work. Let's let them do their due diligence and figure it out. I don't think there's any way in the world Baltimore walks into next season and says, all right, well, Lamar doesn't want to be here, so Tyler Huntley, you're it. I don't see this as a franchise that does that. I think if they're going to lose Lamar, it's going to be a big move to adjust, because that's one of those positions where they've been, once they got Joe Flacco, they've kind of had, they planned for Lamar, and so they want to keep good play at the quarterback position. They don't want to go back to the Kyle Bowler days. Oh, Lord, the Kyle Bowler days. Oh, that was terrible. They don't want to go back to that. I don't think they want to go back to that whatsoever. It is time for a change in the front office. Not necessarily the front office, but the coaching staff. Yes, we got new OC, new DC, right? Let's see how they do under John. But I felt for a long time it was time for John Harbaugh to go. Let's see if he can save his career this year. Or if Lamar can save him again, right? Lamar gonna throw in that backpack with Harbaugh in it, with Harbaugh's little legs sticking out at the bottom, kicking. Come on, let's go. That's gonna be Harbs on Lamar back if Lamar takes us to this Super Bowl. Now, I do hope that happens. As far as the draft goes, I would still like to see a wide receiver round one. Preferably JSN, but he'll probably be gone. After JSN, it's really one of those things where, is there a guy? I mean, maybe Jordan Addison. I like Addison. Zay Flowers. I like Zay Flowers. But does Zay Flowers fit? I mean, if we're going to play him properly, we'll run Zay out of the slot, OBJ on one side, and then Bateman on the other. That sounds like a problem. Or even when you line up OBJ and Bateman, and you got Andrews and Likely, that can be a monster of a lineup you're running out there. If Likely takes that next step, I hope he does. That's a dude that has tremendous potential based off of what he did last year. Now, defense-wise, I know we need a cornerback. The only corner I'd say, if I'm going to take a corner or receiver, it would have to be Witherspoon out of Illinois. I believe he played for. He's the only guy that I'd take over a wide receiver in the first round. The only one. And that comes with the premise of we make some type of trade where we get a second round pick so that we could pick up a guy like Mingo for wide receiver, because we do need a receiver in the first 2-3 rounds. I'd say the first round, because the later we get in the draft, the worse the picks get. We're not very good at picking late round receivers. If we had a track record of being good at that, then I'd say, okay, we could take our chances later on in the draft. I do think if we get a receiver, even in the first, we double dip and get one later in the draft, just to compete with Tylen Wallace, Prochet, those guys. I think Devin Duvernay stays on the team, mainly because of John Harbaugh, and he's our special teams guy, and Harbs loves his special teams guys. So I think Devin Duvernay stays because of that. And he does provide some sparkle on the offense. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. Also on defense, let's talk that pass rush, right? Pass rush, we're going to have to figure it out. I don't think we should bring in more vets that's going to give you a good push for the first half of the season and then kind of flail out near the end of the season. I think this is the year you find out for Oweh, is he a bust or not? I mean, so far, he's been no Dafe slow way. He can't figure out how to get to the quarterback. He gets on the field, and for some reason, he turned vegan. He just eat grass and have all types of vegan picnics on the field. You know, just lay down with a blanket, go to sleep. These O-linemen bully him every game. Every game. I'm almost sick of seeing it. But hopefully he can fix that this year. Right? I'm going to hold some hope for him. Another guy. Ojabo. Okay. I need to see you step up this season. Because missing the time you missed last year. I mean, I know everybody got excited about him coming in. He got the sack. You know, he made some plays when he came in. But you have to put into effect that he was fresh. Like, it was fresh legs against worn out legs. It was kind of unfair in a way. But it is what it is. So we'll see what he does when he comes in. Start of the season. Ready to go. Let's see if he can provide that same spark all year long. Hopefully. Tyus Bowser. He's going to be key this year. Tyus Bowser is going to be huge this year because we need him not only outside, but I think he's going to lend some time inside. And the reason I say that is because I do believe that PQ might not be here next year. I like PQ. I really do. His athleticism, his speed, his coverage ability has gotten way better than where it was at. And he is the attack and go guy. He's a very good off-ball linebacker. But he is an off-ball linebacker. Kind of easily replaceable. And we have the guys to do it, I believe. And another part of that is with the way the NFL is trending, we're having so many receivers on field, 3-4 receiver sets. I think that kind of cancels PQ's position out a little bit because you have guys like Geno Stone and guys like that playing in the box, so you eliminate that extra linebacker position. That's hence us bringing 3 safeties on the field last year. I think we keep the extra DBs out, the safeties and the corners, so that way we can match up speed with speed. So it kind of puts PQ in trouble there either way. And I think that may be part of the reason why he's scrubbed his social media, because he's like, I'm on the way out the door. They don't want to pay me. He probably already knows. They probably already informed him, because he probably already said, listen, this is what I want. It was like, we don't even want to hear it. So bye-bye PQ, unfortunately. But good luck elsewhere. As far as now, back to the pass rush, Travis Jones. That's my guy. Connecticut, homegrown. You know, I'm going to hold him down. I need more. I need to see more. That interior pass rush can be so dangerous this year between him, Justin Madubuike, and then you got Michael Pierce is coming back, so him providing that run stuffing. These guys can be extremely dangerous if they're putting in that work right now. And they come in and they're just... Because, you know, Travis Jones started the year off hurt. I don't know if he really ever got his legs under him as the season went, but he did do very good with the run stuffing. And he was getting some push. I've seen a lot of potential in some of those games where he's getting some pretty good push. So I want to see more Travis Jones. Kyle Hamilton, safety, box safety. He's got some speed to him. He can come up and hit you hard. But I don't want to see him going after the quarterback as much as he did this year. I'd like to see him more in coverage in that box area, and maybe even helping, prevent guys from getting the easy passes over top. He's going to be essential in the double teaming aspect, because I can see where we get a corner lined up across from Marlowe, and then we got, whoever we decide to play in the slot, whether it's JAD or, Pepe or Brandon Stevens, whoever plays the slot, hopefully somebody even better, but whoever plays the slot, then you got your other corner on the other side, which I don't think is gonna be Marcus Peters. We'll see. I would like it to be. I like MP Juice, man. Cool guy. He got that dog in him that we love in Baltimore. But I think the writing's on the wall so far, and I'm not sure they'll bring him back. But they are the type of team to bring him back on a veteran minimum if they can. Then you got Geno Stone. Play him down in the box. Put Kyle in the box, and then Marcus Williams over top. And I feel like that, if we can fix that, it's going to be left side because Marlowe likes to play the right side. It's going to be quintessential in our defense being capable of not stopping but limiting other offenses. But we'll see where it goes, because in today's day and age, defense doesn't win championships. They keep you in games, and then your offense has to win that championship, essentially, because that's the league we're in now with the way calls are. That's my thoughts on Baltimore. I did see the Steelers went and got Allen Robinson. Good pickup, very good pickup. And I like it because he has that veteran presence to a young wide receiver core, but there's so much talent over there. And he could provide little, nuances of his game that'll help them. And it's going to be interesting to see where they go. I think little hands over there, baby mittens, Mr. Whopper hands, I think he's going to take another step this year. It's not going to be a big step, but it's going to be a decent step. They still have to fix that offensive line in Pittsburgh. Cleveland, I know this sounds crazy. I think Cleveland takes a step back. They have decent talent over there, wide receiver wise, but it's just a feeling I'm getting that even though Deshaun Watson is going to be, he's going to have a full off season and be there from the go with the team, I just get a feeling that Cleveland's going to be Cleveland. For Deshaun's sake, obviously, he would hope they do better, but I really feel like Cleveland's just going to be Cleveland. I think it's just something in the water there where they can't get right. Cincinnati, we already know they're going to be a problem. They're stacked with weapons. When they say they're going to do something and they do it, they fix that old line. They're going to add to defense. I think their draft, what they do in the draft, is going to be a big difference in where they go in the season. As crazy as that sounds, I think if they draft the right parts, those guys are going to be close to unstoppable. It's going to be a good, interesting season, and I think our spot in the season lies on whether we sign Lamar or not. That's going to determine if we're a contender or not. As far as the rest of the AFC, by far the better conference over the NFC. I don't even think that's what we're talking about. The NFC is light years like behind the AFC, and that's just what it is. Quick thing on the NBA. LeBron and the Lakers. I just want to say good luck to them, actually, because I'm not a big fan of Memphis, so I'd like to see the Lakers beat Memphis. Draymond Green, the stomp heard around the world. He full blown Finn Balor coup de grace this man from the top rope. I don't care what anybody said. No, it didn't look hard. It looked WWE-esque. Like, he looked like he hit the coup de grace. And Sabonis looked like he got the coup de grace. Like, that was it. Like, that was it. He was done. But it wasn't that serious. I'm not sure it deserved the game suspension. Only because they did give Sabonis a technical for grabbing him in the first place. If you don't grab him, the stomp doesn't happen, right? But that was a bad response by Draymond, and he needs to be a lot more responsible. So, Draymond getting a little up there in age now, and I think at this point in time, those antics lower your value for your contract. And I want to see every player in every sport get paid because, them guys work hard just like we do with anything, and every person deserves to get what they're worth. Philly's Philly. I don't think they're gonna do much. Let's talk about Phoenix. Okay, Phoenix and the Clippers. That series is a good series, surprisingly good. I thought Phoenix was gonna run away with this series pretty easily, with Paul George being out and, Westbrook doing Westbrook things. But Westbrook has been very good for the Clippers, and I just want to give him his props. I got to give him his props. Congratulations to Westbrook for looking better, even though your numbers are really looking better. But you've done some things on court when you watch a game and you say, that's fundamentals right there. So compliments to him for that. That's a very good series. I look forward to watching more of that. I think the Cavs are going to beat the Knicks, and I want to see the Cavs upset somebody in the next round. Darius Garland is a monster behind that three-point line. Oh my God, his shot is so beautiful. I just can't get over it. His shot is so beautiful. But the playoffs are looking interesting. Can't wait to see more. I don't want to keep you too long. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Shout out to all my subscribers. Shout out the Rogue Pod with Hendo. Shout out Lunch Break Hot Take with Brodney, Jose. Shout out Coach Evans, Sip to Tally Films, and more Sip to Tally. Shout out Suge Knight 323. And shout out Engraven and Engraven Vids. Shout out Chris Just Joking and the Deep Cover Podcast. I think I got everybody. All my people out there. B Squared, Mr. Bazel. Y'all check him out. He putting up some dope videos, some nice content. So let's just keep it rolling, family. Let's all do what we do. And y'all stay blessed. Peace.